Good evening from Weeku Court here at Carver Gymnasium. It's the final day of the regular season in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, and the Western Washington University women find themselves in a must-win game in order to advance to the postseason. I'm Doug Lang, and welcome to Vikings TV. The Western women are looking to shake off two straight last-second losses with a win tonight over Montana State Billings, and with a little bit of help elsewhere, earning a trip to Anchorage next week for the GNAC Championship Tournament. There's just one playoff spot remaining. Here is the scenario for the Vikings. Western must win tonight, then the help. Seattle Pacific beats Concordia, and St. Martin's knocks off Western Oregon. Pretty easy if you want to chant at home. Go Vikings, go Falcons, go Saints for Western Washington University to get the number 6 spot in the GNAC tourney. Western has lost back-to-back heartbreakers, falling 78-76 in overtime to Northwest Nazarene last Saturday and 79-77 at Simon Fraser Tuesday. In both games, the Vikings had tying shots come up just short at the buzzer. This is the second matchup of the year with Montana State Billings. Western lost to the Yellow Jackets 75-62 in Billings November 30th. Senior forward Hannah Stepanovich and redshirt freshman guard Gracie Castaneda led the Vikings with 15 points each. Montana State Billings, that is, features the leading scorer in the conference in Alicia Breen. The senior forward averages 20.5 points per game. She's also second in the GNAC in rebounding at 9.7 caroms per contest. Coach Kevin Wooden has watched his team drop 2 straight with a loss to Western Oregon at home last Saturday and at Simon Fraser University on Tuesday. Western coach Carmen Dolfo and the Viking fans will honor 2 seniors tonight, one final time at Carver Gymnasium, post player Hannah Stepanovich and injured guard Maya Barnett. The best way to send them out is with a win and possibly a trip to the playoffs. It's the Vikings and the Yellow Jackets right here at Carver Gymnasium. Coming up next, it's your national anthem, all right here on Vikings TV.
Welcome to Western Washington University for this evening's GNAC contest featuring the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets and your Western Washington University Vikings. At this time, would everyone please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with our national anthem performed this evening by the Viking Band. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to Senior Day 2018. At this time, we would like to salute the Montana State Billings 5 seniors. Montana State Billings 5 seniors are Alicia Breen, Riley Kane, Lexi Prevost, Grace Weeks, and Rachel Kaler. Fans, we'd also like to take this time to give a special thank you to the world's most dangerous band and cheerleaders for their support during this season, helping to create a fun environment and atmosphere at our games right here in Carver Gym. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the Viking Band and the Viking Cheer Squad. Fans, now we get to meet our two wonderful seniors. These players have been truly special members of the Western Washington basketball program. They've been outstanding senior leaders on and off the court and have been involved in many program achievements, including helping Western Washington to an NCAA tournament berth in 2017 and helping the Vikings to become the 15th program in collegiate women's basketball history to reach 1,000 all-time wins earlier in the current season. Ladies and gentlemen, the first senior we will meet is guard Maya Barnett. Maya has played in 52 games for the Vikings over her Western Washington career, providing a key spark as a point guard off the bench. Although suffering a season-ending injury before her senior campaign, Maya has been an outstanding teammate and senior leader for these Vikings. She's been exemplary in demonstrating the Western Washington basketball team philosophy values throughout her 4-year career right here at Western Washington. Joining Maya on the court tonight are her mother, Gina Campbell, brother, Miles Sabalos, Don Pilcher, and Dixie Evans. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome number 1, Maya Barnett. Fans, our final senior is forward Hannah Stepanovich. Hannah has played in 59 games with 43 starts for the Vikings, coming to Western Washington last season after playing 2 years at MSU Denver. She's made an immediate impact during her junior season and ranks among the conference leaders in points, rebounds, steals, and field goal percentage during her senior campaign, while joining Maya as Western Washington's senior leaders. A constant scoring threat and post presence, she recently reached the impressive 1,000 career point milestone last week. Joining Hannah on the court this evening are her parents, Steve and Terry Stepanovich, her sister, Kelly, and brother-in-law, Justin, and sister, Katie Stepanovich, and brother-in-law, Seth Putnam. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome number 15, Hannah Stepanovich. Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for our Viking seniors, number 1, Maya Barnett, and number 15, Hannah Stepanovich. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put 3 more minutes on the warm-up clock, and then we're going to do our starting lineups and play some basketball. Thank you for being here on Senior Night 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the starting lineups for this evening's ball game. First, let's welcome from the visiting Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets, as announced by their head coach, Kevin Wooden. Coach Wooden is assisted by Jenny Herringer. Fans, let's welcome to the court number 15, Vanessa Stavish. Number 20, Alicia Breen. Number 21, Lexi Prevost. Number 22, Taylor Cunningham. And number 25, Riley Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. And now, here's the starting lineup for your Western Washington Vikings. This evening's lineup has been announced by our head coach, Carmen Dolfo. Coach Dolfo is assisted by Stacy Terrell, Taylor Peacock, and Jessica Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the court a 5'6" sophomore from Ellensburg, Washington, number 3, Lexi Bland. A 5'7" sophomore from Seal Beach, California, number 10, Danny Iwami. A 6'1" senior from St. Louis, Missouri. Get on your feet for number 15, Hannah Stepanovich. A 5'8" freshman from Arlington, Washington, number 22, Gracie Castaneda. And a 6'1" sophomore from Evergreen, Colorado, number 44, Anna Schwecke. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your Western Washington Vikings!
And welcome to WWU Court here on the campus of Western Washington University, Carver Gymnasium. Doug Lang along with Butch Kamina. It is our final regular season game of the year, and there's plenty to play for here for the Western Washington University women, trying to lay claim to the 6th and final playoff spot in that GNAC Championship tournament that gets underway next week in Anchorage, Alaska. We'll run down what has happened elsewhere with a couple of the other games. The help that the Vikings needed, let's just say the information is good. It won't matter, though, if the Vikings don't win here tonight and we get things underway. Schwecke will jump it up here against Montana State's Vanessa Stavish, and the tip will be won by the Vikings. We are underway. Swing it to Iwami beyond the three-point ring. Cross court to Lexi Bland. On top, Castaneda. She looked to go left. Nobody was there. The pass right-hand side. The ball got tipped up into the air and stolen away by Montana State Billings. On top, working with it, Alicia Breen. Leave it left through the hands of Cunningham. Now back out to Riley Kane. Drives to the left elbow, kicks it back out left side. An air ball on the 3 that will not go for the left side on the effort by Prevost. Lob pass down inside the lane. Stepanovich will catch it, bang it off of the window, up and in.
Good way to start senior night.
Absolutely. Her family here thought only her dad, the former NBAer, would be here, but got the whole family to show up.
She was surprised, shed a couple tears out there when she saw everybody show up.
The hard drive right. Kane will leave it back topside. Breen, the jumper from the free throw circle, won't go. The rebound putback is right up and in, though. Counted that time for Lexi Prevost. Bland winds right here. We're just underway. 2-2 first quarter action here between Western and Montana State Billings. Bland swings it left. Iwami to Schwecke now here at the free throw line. They'll force it down inside the lane. Stepanovich off glass with the right hand. Back-to-back buckets here for the senior. It's 4-2 Western. Breen, top of the floor. Leads the conference in scoring. Back left, the jumper. That one is off the mark on the effort by Kane. Mark that. That one was by Stavish. Castaneda through the lane, picks up her dribble at the left elbow, over to Owami. Left-hand dribble, down inside the lane, almost threw it away for a turnover. Instead, the ball gets knocked loose. It bounces out to Schwecke, her jumper offline to the left. Here comes Billings back the other way. Long lead pass, caught to the rack, the layup. Breen can't get it, and she'll foul. That's just about everything you want if you are the Vikings. Get the conference's leading scorer to miss a bucket and then commit a foul going after the rebound.
Yeah, she is the go-go juice for this Billings team.
20.4 points per goal game, almost 10 rebounds per contest.
1,340 career points, over 800 rebounds. In spite of missing last season with a knee injury, she had an incredible career, an amazing player to watch.
Top of the circle, Castaneda get it to Blanche. She'll cut towards the paint, kick it baseline to Schwecke. Her jumper won't go. Rebound, soaring up for it is Kane. Riley Kane up into the offensive end, leave it left-hand side. The hard drive to the bucket. The shot will not go by Prevost, who got her own rebound. Through Breen, back out to Kane. Kane averages 5 assists per contest. Kicks it right, long skip pass. Ends up in the hands of Prevost. She'll try a 3. That one won't go. Karam's out. Bland on the push. 3-on-2. Kick it to the trailer. Castaneda, and she'll lay it up and in. Gracie Castaneda makes it 6-2 Vikings. Top of the floor, Kane matched up against Bland. Man-to-man defense here for the Vikings. Ball dumped in the left-hand corner on the catch, Prevost. Lob pass down inside the paint. Bouncing off the defender is Breen. Kick it back out to Kane. Cuts down inside the lane, hangs in the air. She tries to scoop layup. It won't go. We'll see if this foul is on the floor or on the shot. It will be on the shot, and Kane will go to the free throw line. You watch this nice fast break opportunity, the transition here, and Bland looks one way and flips it the other, and the easy layup for Castaneda. Free throw shot up and good for Riley Kane, the senior out of Red Lodge, Montana.
I have no idea where Red Lodge is.
Well, there you go. It's not in California. Sorry.
I can tell you where Shoto is, but...
Hey, you can say it, which I was a little 50-50 on that at best. The second free throw shot is good.
I just say it confidently. It doesn't mean I say it right.
Absolutely. Say it forcefully, say it fast. It's like if you're, walking around somewhere, make sure you're carrying a clipboard and walk with a purpose. No one will stop you. A whistle off the ball here. It will go against Montana State Billings. It's whistled against Stavish. Inbound here, looped out to Stepanovic. Iwami right back into Hannah. She'll take it to the rack, put it up with the right hand, won't go. Chased after her own rebound, can't get it, but it's safe from going out of bounds by Emma Duff. Back to Duff from Iwami, a 3, no, shot it long. Rebound Karam's out, grabbed off by Billings. Prevost on the run. Across the timeline, leaves it topside now here, held on by Kane, back and forth between she and Stavish. Little cut by Kane, finds a crease, drives, can't get it to go. Breen will go up and get fouled. Stepanovic is going to get whistled for this one. Breen had the inside position, and I think she knew she wasn't going to get that rebound, but she just jumped straight into Stepanovic and drew the whistle. Kane loops it all the way out on top. The catch is made here. Offensive end here for Montana State Billings. Enter it inside the paint. Kane will double pump, put up the shot, nowhere close. Breen the put back up and in. We're all tied at 6 apiece. 5:45 left to go here in our opening quarter. Well beyond the circle, the drive here by Castaneda. She's sealed off. Get it to the left elbow to Schwecke. Hannah, nowhere to go, back out Castaneda. Right side Duff, she'll cut down towards the paint with a left-hand dribble. Leave it for Iwami, steps back, a 3, no, short. Rebound, bounces into the hands of Stavish. She'll leave it for Kane. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Stavish, right side Prevost. On the bounce, Kane gonna cross over, dance down inside the lane, went up. They'll call a jump ball. Possession error will keep it with Billings. Boy, Riley Kane paid the price on that one, and she went down in a thump. 5:04 left to go. The inbound will come left-hand side. Kane, just in the contest, is Jean-Ann Lemelin. She'll dump it down left and off of the glass, also just into the contest. First bucket of the ball game. Rachel Kohler, the senior out of Billings. Transfer out of Cal Poly. And a travel violation here against Iwami, and it'll send it back the other way. 8-6 our score as we go to our first media timeout. Billings out in front of Western by 2. Back with more right here on Vikings TV.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieve a lot of the financial burden.
8-6 our score. Stepanovic, Duff, Kelsey Rogers has just checked in. Iwami and Castaneda out there on the floor for Coach Carmen Dolfo. Breen will inbound. Riley Kane will get it. She'll walk it across the timeline where she's picked up by Iwami. Just into the contest. Anna Collins will drive for Montana State. Kick it right side for a 3 that will not go by Lemelin. Rebound to the Vikings. Back down the other way. Beyond the circle, Iwami. Shadowed here by Collins. The 5'5 freshman. Iwami. Still well outside the circle. Gets to Rogers. Little high-low lob down inside. Stepanovic will get it. Lay it up and in with the left hand.
I think Hannah's fired up with us, her family here tonight.
I think so. She's got 6 of the Vikings' 8 points. Kane works right. Flips it to the cutter. Breen goes off of the fingertips of Stepanovic and out of play. You watch the nice drive here. A little lob from Rogers. It bounces off of Stepanovic, but she picks it back up and reverses it up and in. Lobbed all the way out on top. Catch made Kohler. Down inside the lane. Breen will jump up, pluck it out of the air, but can't get it away from Westendorf. Bobby has just checked into the ballgame for the Vikings. On the other end, it's thrown away. Castaneda got caught up in the air. It's intercepted by Lemelin. Here comes Montana State Billings on the catch. Collins going to drive baseline, hangs in the air, and puts it up and in.
Nice move. Used every inch of the baseline and then came back out to finish.
A 2-point lead here for Montana State Billings. Duff works left to right, stops at the elbow, leaves it for Castaneda. Gracie will drive, leave it for Rogers. Free throw circle jumper is up and good, and that has become the sweet spot here for Kelsey Rogers.
Slow start this season, but by the last month, that has been money. She lives in that area around the foul line.
10-10 our score. Kane to Breen, a 3-ball, bam. Alicia Breen, there's your conference leading scorer at over 20 per contest. 13-10 our score. Short break for Hannah Stepanovic as she is up to check in at the next dead ball here for Western. Beyond the circle, Duff. Leave it now for Castaneda. Gracie will yo-yo it to the left, pick up the dribble, now get it to Iwami. Danny won't use the screen by Rogers. Goes to the free throw line. Over to Westendorf. Her 3-ball is blocked. It got tipped up and then clutched out of there.
It was Breen that got it.
Breen did get a piece of it. Now the long outlet pass is stolen away by Castaneda. Gracie will go down to the baseline. Got caught up in the air. Tipped, loose, scrambled down to the floor. Iwami keeps it alive and flips it over to Westendorf. To Duff. Emma will drive. Just kind of flip one up. It won't go. Rogers picks it up. Bounces into the defender. Oh my! Oh my! The shades of the old school George Mikan below your hip hook shot off glass for 2. Oh my!
What a scrambly play and a A finish from the 50s.
Yes, 13-12. Vikings to within 1 inside of 2 minutes here. Back out left, Kane a 3, no. Rebound comes down to Castaneda here for the Vikings. Back right side to Duff. Emma goes back and forth between the hands, lobs it to Rogers. She'll slip between 2 defenders. She traveled. A minute 41 left to go here in our opening quarter. A slew of substitutions here. While those are going on, we'll tell you about the good news. The Vikings needed help, and they got it. They needed SPU to win. They needed St. Martin's to win. Seattle Pacific knocked off Concordia today, 72-65. St. Martin's beat Western Oregon 73-66. Now all the Vikings got to do is beat Montana State Billings to lay claim to that 6th and final playoff spot for the GNAC Championships next week in Anchorage. With the dribble left, Collins. Leave it beyond the circle for Prevost. She'll cut down towards the baseline, falling out of bounds, almost threw it away. Back out Collins, she traveled.
Sort of had to reach to get that, and then doing that, and then trying to set her feet for the shot. Took the extra step.
She was distracted by the band. Come on.
That's probably a piece of it as well.
You look over there, there's a cowbell somewhere. You know you want to play it.
That cape in the front row would be a little distracting too.
13-12 our score. Billings by 1. Iwami looking to try and enter it in, and does to Stepanovic. Thought about the shot, steps back through Lance. Leave it now here for Duff as she'll attack baseline. Put it up and in. Changed hands left to right and high off of the glass. 14-13. Vikings out in front.
The confidence we see out of the freshmen Duff and Rogers has been really impressive the last few weeks.
Collins kicks it back out left. Breen the jumper, no. Lance the rebound. Outlet here will come to Duff. Vikings pushing the attack. Emma curls baseline, slip past the defender, put it up too strong. It tips to Breen. Here comes Billings back the other way. Hannah Collins leaves it for Breen. The trailer, that one is short of the 3-ball attempt. Rebound here. Vikings will slow it down. They'll play for a final shot. Left-hand side, Lance beyond the circle. Into the hands of Westendorf. Back out Iwami. They'll dump it into Stepanovic. 2 seconds. That shot in and out. Green pulls down the rebound at the buzzer. But after 1 quarter of play, the Vikings are out in front. 14-13 over Montana State Billings due to great plays like this one from Emma Duff. Back with more on Vikings TV.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
It's 14-13, a narrow 1-point lead here for the Vikings in a must-win contest if they're going to get that 6th and final playoff spot to the GNAC tournament next week in Anchorage, Alaska. Vikings are led by the 6 points of Hannah Stepanovic on 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Alicia Breen leads Montana State Billings with 5. If you're just joining us here on Vikings TV, Doug Lang, Butch Camino with you here. Vikings needed help if they were going to latch on to that 6th and final playoff spot. They got the wins they needed. SPU beating Concordia 72-65. St. Martin's a winner over Western Oregon 73-66.
Doors open. Just got to go through it now.
Duff, baseline, jumper splash. Emma Duff with a nice little soft jumper on the left baseline. 16-13, Western out in front. Left side, Hannah Collins. The freshman puts it on the floor, tries to pass past the defender. Ball knocked loose. Breen will get it. Left wing, long jumper up. Oh my! That one goes That was I guess I'll shoot it, Vanessa Stavish, and she got it to go. All tied up now here at 16. Bland winds right. Now to Duff. A lob between the circles as it comes into the hands of Stepanovic. They clear that right side. That's where she will attack. Now she'll spin inside the lane. Back out Lance. Amanda will drive off balance. Got to be an offensive charge. She was out of control as she jumped right into the defender in Breen. Alicia Breen just does a little bit of everything here for this team. You watch her walk over and accept that charge right there.
Such a complete player.
Wonder what her numbers would have been had she not been injured last year.
Well, she's come back strong. Her numbers this year are actually better than they were in the past.
Yeah.
So, even though she does look maybe a half a beat slower, but
how about the block by Duff that time on the race around the right side? That time by Prevost, and Duff, who's played very well off the bench here for the Vikings. It eventually results in a foul against Lexi Prevost. Lance will check out. Danny Awami back in. 8:50 left to go until halftime. All tied up at 16 apiece. Bland. Yo-yo's right, back and forth between she and Awami. Leave it outside of the circle now on the catch. Duff going to attack baseline once again. Stops, puts it up, counted and one. Emma Duff is having a great first half. She has a chance here at a three-point play as the Vikings retake the lead. Prevost will pick up her second personal foul.
Emma Duff now up to 7 points.
She hits that free throw. Racing down Riley Kane. Leave it outside of the circle. They'll dump it into Breen. Breen will drive against Stepanovic, put it up with a left hand.
Did I say she'd lost half a step? Didn't look like it there.
Don't say it out loud to her.
Maybe she hasn't. Maybe the knee hasn't. Yeah, it's a great move.
19-18. On top, Duff, left side, Bland, fakes the three. Lexi cuts towards the paint. Drives, bounces off of the defender to Awami. Swing it back around right-hand side. Beyond the circle, Duff. Shovel it out on top. Awami gets it from Schwecke, down to 5 seconds. Danny turns to Duff, 4 seconds, three. She'll put up the long jumper, in and out. Rebound pulled down by Schwecke, and she gets fouled. Stops the clock with 7:47 left to go until halftime. Vikings with a narrow 1-point lead. The foul here whistled against Stavish. It is her second. So Prevost and Stavish both now with 2 personal fouls. They will have to go sit on the bench here for Coach Kevin Wooden. Top side to Bland. Looking against Collins. She'll dump it to Duff, who will turn and drive towards the paint. And we will have, I didn't see the turnover here. A turnover nonetheless against the Vikings. Kelsey Rogers back in. Stepanovic to the bench. Kane leaves it on a bounce here for Collins. Back out to Kane. They're trying to enter it into Grace Weeks just into the contest, the 6'2 senior. Back out to Breen. Pump fakes on the three. Leaves it right side for a three that circles out for Kohler. The rebound up and in. Welcome to the contest, Grace Weeks. And the lead belongs to the Yellow Jackets by 1.
Bit of a misblock out there.
Just a bit. Rogers. Kick it back out, Duff to Awami. That pass over the head. Will we get a foul? We will. The foul here will get whistled against Grace Weeks. The push in the lower back.
Kind of bailed out Danny Awami. I don't think even if Schwecke had been there by herself with a ladder, she was going to get to that pass from Danny Awami.
Awami was throwing that one as if Steve Stepanovic was out there on the floor. Back down the other way. Kane. Leave it on top. Breen, a three. Got it, and she's fouled. Oh, my. The chance at the 4-point play here for the senior, Alicia Breen. She will go to the stripe. Montana State Billings now up by 4. Breen leads all scorers with 10. You watch it here, and coming out, closing out, just not a wise move on the turn and closeout, just knocking over Breen. Free throw shot no good, but the rebound to Montana State Billings. Back to Breen. Leave it to Collins. She'll take a three. No, that one's long. Tip once again. Grabbed off by the Vikings. The lead is 4 for the Yellow Jackets. Outside the circle. Shovel it to Iwami. Rides around the circle. Right-hand side. Gets it to Bland. Lexi will put it on the floor. Drive baseline. Rammed into the defender and kind of fell forward. The foul here is going to go against Weeks. It'll be her second. You watch it here, and that is actually as out of control as in some ways that play looked. That is where sometimes I feel like Lexi Bland is the most comfortable, where she can kind of sidewind around, driving inside the lane, and drawing fouls and kind of curling towards the bucket. Her free throw shot doesn't go. She'll take a look at a second.
Seems to have that knack for getting deep into the paint on the dribble and little scoops. And
yes. Missed the second one as well. Rebound pulled down by the Yellow Jackets. Collins races up now, slows down as she works against Bland. Winds right in front of the Western bench, leaves it on a bounce. They'll get it left side, the curl towards the bucket, and we'll have an offensive foul. Or will we have a 3-second violation? I didn't see. Looks like it will be a 3-second violation and turn it over. 23-19, ball belongs here to the Vikings. They trail by 4 as Bland will wind her way up into the offensive end. Leave it to Iwami beyond the three-point ring to Stepanovic outside of the circle. Inside Rogers, turnaround, got it. Put Kelsey Rogers a step inside the lane almost anywhere, and it's money in the bank. 23-21. Working with it is Kohler. Nowhere for her to go. She'll bounce it back out to Collins. Kohler once again in her pocket is picked. Bland steals it away. It bounces off of Kohler. Everybody's down to the floor. Oh. The tie-up.
Ooh. Alicia Kohler got in that scramble, no intention, got kicked in the nose.
Yep.
Is walking away, and then I believe Rogers came in. They collided. She got hit in the face again.
And now they are going to review this one. The collision in the scramble up. The possession arrow favors Montana State Billings. 5 minutes, 34 seconds left to go until halftime, as our officiating crew will go and take a look at things here on the monitor. Our crew here tonight: Michael Thorner, Mark Ickert, and Sean Martin. The Viking men, they are on the road. They are playing Concordia as they look to bounce back from a lopsided loss to Western Oregon in Monmouth on Thursday. The Viking men already know they're locked into the number 2 seed for the GNAC tournament that will get underway next week in Anchorage. They will not play until Friday, as they will have an opening round bye as a 2 seed. But boy, oh boy, that Western Oregon squad that the Vikings ran into on Thursday night, just one loss on the season, courtesy of Western Washington University. They paid them back and then some down in Monmouth. And the Viking men never know how things will all play out, but they have put themselves in a position where it looks like they will have to win the GNAC tournament to go to the NCAA West Regionals. The likelihood a little bit slim right now of an at-large bid.
And winning that GNAC championship, winning that tournament probably means you've got to go through Western Oregon one more time.
Yep.
The way things would stand right now, they would meet them in the final. That's a tall order.
It is. It is. Depending, although, if that means, I know this is broadcaster talk, but does that mean anything to Western Oregon, or mean enough to Western Oregon at that time, knowing with one loss on the season, they're going to host the West Regionals?
No. It's obviously nice to win the tournament, but there isn't going to be the desperation there for Western Oregon that there would be for Western Washington or perhaps St. Martin's or somebody like that in that final.
Absolutely. So the inbound will come here for Montana State Billings after the review. It's a 2-point Yellow Jackets lead. The inbound, Collins beyond the circle, right side. Kick it back out, top of the floor, Stavish. Leave it now here for Collins, working against Bland. Bounce pass will come outside of the ring here for Weeks. He'll dump it down towards the paint. Breen lost control of it, but tracks it back down. 15 on the shot clock. Breen picks up her dribble, got to get rid of it, leaves it for Collins. She'll drive, stop, pop, back iron, no. Rebound, Karam's out. Racing down is Bland, 3-on-2. She'll stop middle of the lane, put the jumper up, no good. Rebound, Montana State Billings. Outlet to Collins. She'll race down 2-on-1 against Bland, put up the shot. It'll hit the underside of the rim, but she got fouled, and I think this one's going to go against Lexi. She will pick that one up. It'll be her second. And that will send Collins to the free throw line. It's just the third team foul against Western.
That was just a little extra gear of acceleration from Hannah Collins there that you didn't expect to see. She got across half court and put the afterburners on.
Yes, indeed.
Became kind of tough to catch her.
First free throw shot is missed. Brina Hull has checked in for Montana State Billings, the junior out of Colstrip, Montana. And the second free throw shot rolls off, won't go. It's Roger Stepanovic. Duff is back out there for the Vikings with Iwami and Castaneda here for Coach Carmandolfo. 4:50 left to go here until halftime. Rogers backs down, kicks it back out across court here to Duff. On top of Iwami, they'll dump it down to the free throw circle. Rogers back out to Emma Duff inside the lane. Stepanovic off glass. It's good with a right hand. We're all tied at 23. Quickly racing down, Kane threw it away. Castaneda steals it, leave it for Iwami. To Duff. Swing it all the way around the ring. Castaneda looking down inside the lane as they try and enter it into Stepanovic. Green playing good front side defense. They'll go Duff, work the other side. Rogers saves it from going out of bounds. Back out Castaneda, 3-ball, no. Rebound, pulled out of there as it's grabbed off by Stavish. And a foul here will go against Rogers, and that will lead us to a media timeout. Good one here at Carver. 23 apiece between Western and Montana State Billings. Back with more right here on Vikings TV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
The Vikings have tied things up here with Montana State Billings at 23 apiece. Welcome back to the action here at Carver Gymnasium on Vikings TV. Doug Lang along with Butch Kamina. Vikings in a must-win situation here against Billings if they are going to extend their season, as this is the regular season finale. Kane, left side, get it to Collins. Back out top of the floor to Breen. Back to Kane once again, left to right. She'll dance back beyond the three-point ring. Now drive towards the baseline. Back out Collins. Force it into Breen at the left elbow. Nowhere for her to go. Back out Kane. Leaves it on the kick baseline and stepping out of bounds and turning it over is Brina Hull. The turnover against Montana State Billings. That is number 4 against the Yellow Jackets. Iwami will walk it up, and waiting for her is Collins. Castaneda. Get it now here to Stepanovic, almost thrown away, but Gracie will track it down. To Danny Awami, right side. Inside to Rogers here. Cross-court pass almost thrown away. Duff will go up high to get it. Go baseline, put the shot up, won't go. Rebound, Montana State Billings. Kane leaves it for the trailer. Stavish, a three, in and out. Rebound pulled down by Awami. Earlier I said Stavish wasn't really ready for the three. I think that's just the quick shot that she has. Forced down to Stepanovic, knocks off of her hands. Castaneda will get it to the cup. The shot won't go, an offensive foul. Gracie will get whistled for it. Stops the clock with 3:02 left to go as you watch it here. And a little bit of contact there outside of the circle as Stavish stepped up and absorbed the punishment.
Yeah, that's pretty good defensive play to get there in the way that she did.
Stepanovic will check out. Schwecke in. Now Taylor Cunningham, the sophomore out of Spokane, will check back in here for Montana State Billings. Kane, right side. Get it now into the hands of Breen, and the step back, her jumper won't go, but she got fouled. And Breen will go to the free throw line.
The old saw about never foul a jump shooter got violated there by Emma Duff.
Just a little bit. First free throw shot is up and good. Breen on the year, 85% from the free throw line. She's one of two here tonight. Second shot is up and good.
Up to 12 points now for the conference's leading scorer.
Leads all scorers in this contest. Iwami using the screen by Rogers. They'll hedge over the top of it. Collins catches up to her. They'll lob it down towards the paint. Breen will knock it loose. Collins will get it. She'll race up. The turnover here against the Vikings and the foul given up by Iwami. Iwami just kind of taps herself on the chest. My fault, my fault. She'll pick up her first.
That doesn't show up in the numbers about Alicia Breen. She's 5'10".
Yeah.
She defends a post most of the time. She is relentless down there. There are arms flailing all over the place. The battle, particularly between her and Stepanovic tonight, has just been epic the way they have gone at each other at that end of the floor.
She is the conference's second leading rebounder at almost 10 per contest. Collins' first free throw shot is up and good. Second one, that one goes.
There's Doug, as the Vikings have often guarded her with a perimeter player tonight. We've seen Gracie Castaneda guarding her. We've seen Emma Duff. We haven't seen as much of the posts on her.
Little crossover by Iwami, back left-hand side, using a screen by Schwecke. They'll lob it inside to Anna. She'll go baseline, nothing there. Back out Castaneda, three, got it! Gracie Castaneda cuts the lead down to one.
And a very good find out of the post by Anna Schwecke.
2:10 to go until halftime. Winding right, the bounce pass will come mid-block. Turnaround by Breen, catches the friendly roll, and it drops through. Give her 14 on the night. Iwami picks up the dribble, goes to Castaneda. Well beyond the three-point ring. She'll put it on the floor with a left-hand dribble. Pick that dribble up. Back out to Danny. Gracie will get it back. They're trying to get it into Stepanovic, but they can't enter the ball into her. Lance will force it in and throw it away. It goes past Schwecke and out of bounds. Another turnover here for the Vikings. That is number 9. You watch the nice kick out in the previous possession, though, to Castaneda for the three. A much-needed bucket at the time for the Vikings. Westendorf comes into the contest. Lance checks out here for the Vikings. 3-point lead for Montana State Billings. Left side on the catch. Breen will just take the three and nail it. Breen kept looking as if a screen was going to come, and she said, nah, taking too long. I'll just go for the three.
17 points.
Wow.
Her career high is 37. Got a ways to go.
Lob down to the baseline. Good pass. Rogers finds Schwecke down the middle of the lane, and she'll softly put it up and in. Down to the other end. Long lead pass, but blowing the layup was Taylor Cunningham. The rebound to the Vikings inside of a minute to go. 4-point lead here for the Yellow Jackets. Rogers turns, backs, bumps, jump hook. No, it won't go. Rebound to Montana State Billings. Kane, nobody picks her up, so she'll drive all the way to the rack, tries to lay up with the left hand. It won't go. Loose ball. Schwecke will get it. 35 seconds left to go here in the first half. About a 10-second differential between game and shot clock. The steal by Collins. She tipped it up in the air from Iwami. Kick it over to Kane. The layup with the left hand. It won't go. But a foul here and an opportunity at the free throw line for the Yellow Jackets.
Doug, we talked over the course of the year about the youth of this Viking team. Maybe it showed a little bit there. They got the set they wanted. They cleared out to get Rogers in the block, and Danny Iwami just hurried just a little bit in getting that ball to the post and got it picked off by Collins.
The first free throw shot is missed by Kane. Stepanovic and Nikki Corbett into the contest. First time for Nikki tonight. And Schwecke and Rogers to the bench. Kane at the line. That one in and out. Missed them both.
Have to believe they're going to go down to Nikki Corbett here
Yep.
at the end of the half, and if they get the mismatch the other way, then Stepanovic probably gets it.
Final shot time here as the ball comes over left side with 10. Westendorf get it to Stepanovic. They're looking for Corbett. They'll lob it to her on the overplay, the reach, and the foul. And that will result in free throw shots
Not
here
yet.
for
We are
Nikki Corbett.
Sorry. My fault.
Yep.
Quarters.
There you go.
Still working on halves.
Yep.
Hello.
5 apiece. Took me a while there as well.
Hit me harder.
So to the line goes Nikki Corbett.
That's my first mistake of the year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're keeping track though, right? Corbett misses the first free throw. This is only her 11th free throw attempt on the year. 8 of 10 coming in. Second one, no good. Rebound, Karam's out. 4.8 seconds. Kane across the timeline. Get it left. Collins, good if it goes. Oh, off the back iron at the buzzer. And at halftime, it is 32-28. A 4-point lead here for Montana State Billings over Western Washington University. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with the halftime show right here on Vikings TV.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
It is a 32-28 score here at halftime, a 4-point lead for Montana State Billings over Western Washington University, and that has largely been done by Alicia Breen. 17 points for the conference's leading scorer on 6 of 10 shooting, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. She has 2 rebounds, 1 block, 1 assist, played all 20 minutes. She has been impressive. She's lived up to all of the billing.
Oh, yeah, in the second quarter in particular, a 12-point quarter where she's 4 of 4 from the field with 2 threes. One of those, she got knocked over. She's playing hard in the post. A first-team all-conference player before the injury 2 years ago, and she certainly will be again this year.
On the other end, you're seeing some highlights here earlier of Hannah Stepanovic, 4 of 8 shooting here. She leads the Vikings with 8 points. She's got 2 rebounds, 1 assist, has played 15 minutes, and a very strong start here on senior night. The 2 seniors being honored, Hannah Stepanovic, Maya Barnett, who was unable to play her senior season due to injury, but Hannah got the Vikings off to a very good start. Butch, they need some consistency here, though, and they need to stem the tide because Montana State Billings is a type of team that goes on runs. They score in bunches. It's not just 2 and then, back and forth. It's a stretch of 5, a stretch of 7, and all of a sudden you're looking up as opposed to even with them.
Hannah Stepanovic got them off to a good start. They got some good production off the bench from Kelsey Rogers and particularly Emma Duff, who had 7 points, but it hasn't been enough in the last few minutes in particular.
Vikings trail despite shooting 48%, 13 of 27, while Montana State Billings just 34% shooting 11 of 32. 4 of 13 from beyond the arc are the Yellow Jackets, 30%, 6 of 11 from the free throw line, 54%. Vikings are the same from beyond the arc and the free throw line, oddly enough, 1 of 5, 20%. Vikings out-rebounding Montana State Billings 20-7. Assists and turnovers, 5 and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. The Vikings, more woes with turnovers, 9 assists, 11 turnovers. Points off of the turnovers, Montana State Billings 14-6. Points in the paint, Western 20-12. Bench points belong to the Vikings, 13-8. You take a look at some of the individual numbers here. We mentioned the 17 for Alicia Breen for Montana State Billings. Nobody else with more than the 4 of Hannah Collins for the Vikings. 8 for Hannah Stepanovic, 7 for Emma Duff, 6 for Kelsey Rogers. Those are your top 3 leaders here at halftime. Largest lead for the Vikings was 4. Largest lead for the Yellow Jackets was 6. It currently sits at 4 right now for Montana State Billings. They're out in front, 32-28. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, it's second half time here at Carver Gymnasium, right here on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
to it. 32-28 our score here. It's a 4-point lead for Montana State Billings over Western Washington University here as we get ready to start second half action. It's a must-win for the Vikings if they want to move on to the GNAC Championship Tournament that gets underway next week in Anchorage. The Vikings have to win this game. They got the other help that they needed earlier today. Seattle Pacific beat Concordia 72-65, and St. Martin's, surprising many, with a victory over Western Oregon 73-66. That is just the 8th victory on the year for St. Martin's, but it couldn't have come at a better time for the Vikings. And based on all the tiebreaker scenarios, Vikings win, they get that 6th and final playoff spot.
Had lost 15 of their last 17, playing without their best player, Elin Johansson, and pulled it out. That's a great thing. Gives the Vikings a chance to advance.
Now they need to take care of business here on their end. Their destiny is back in their own hands. Iwami with it. Cuts towards the lane, back out left. Duff, who starts here in the second half, tries the three. That one won't go. Schwecke saves it, but right to Montana State Billings. Back down the other way. Lexi Bland not starting here in this second half. Ball kicked to the baseline. The jumper up on the rainbow, and it's up and good for Lexi Prevo.
And it's Castaneda that didn't start.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
I suspect it's just that Emma Duff had a great first half.
She really did. Outside of the circle, Duff. Couple of dribbles as she works left through the lane. Kick it now over to Bland. Lexi looking to dump it down towards the lane. Instead, Stepanovic has to come to the basketball. She gets it to Iwami. Sees a crease, hangs in the air, puts it up left-handed. It will not go. Rebound pulled down by Montana State Billings. 6-point lead here for the Yellow Jackets. Ball dumped down inside the lane. The little turnaround jumper by Breen is up and good. She picks up where she left off. Give her 19 points now here to lead all scores.
This is the biggest lead of the night, and what has been a very tight game. An 8-point lead seems like a lot.
Absolutely. Bland will go right. Kane plays under the screen and picks her back up. Back out on top, Duff. They'll get it to Schwecke. Right side, Bland, a three. Much needed, and she got it. The three ball right in front of the Western bench is up and good and cuts the lead down to 5. Kane races past everybody and Scoop layups it in with the left hand.
Bland got caught in traffic in transition. Riley Kane saw it and just flew to the basket.
Iwami on the drive baseline, but the Vikings want a timeout. 8:08 left to go here in the third. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside and come back with more here on Vikings TV.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
It's a 7-point lead here for Montana State Billings over Western Washington University. Iwami, Schwecke, Bland, Duff, and Stepanovic back out there on the floor for Coach Carmandolfo after she called the timeout. Inbound will come to Lexi as she works against Riley Kane. Ball shoveled back out on top. They'll swing it around the circle right-hand side, get it to Iwami. She'll attack baseline. Up in the air, lost it as it flipped up out of her hands and went off the bottom side of the backboard. Now reaching out and trying to foul, or committing the foul, is Iwami. And Danny will go to the bench. 2 fouls, no points here. A little frustration on her face as she walks to the end of the bench. Schwecke will also check out. Rogers in. Castaneda in here for Western. Here comes Riley Kane. Scored the last bucket. Will she get another one as she drove right side, drew contact, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Riley Kane, we've talked a lot about Alicia Breen. Riley Kane's about 12 point a game, 5 assists a game, which is at the upper levels of the GNAC, and she is aggressive to get to the basket. Very solid player.
They have, if memory serves here, 4 seniors on this team, and Kane one of them. This is a team that coming in is not one of the top 3 squads, but a team that you wouldn't want to face in the GNAC tournament. Coach Kevin Wooden is a very good coach and really gets the most out of his teams defensively. We've seen them play awfully well in previous years in the playoffs.
Maybe not somebody you'd pick to win it, but certainly somebody that could be a spoiler, knock somebody out.
40-31, little turnaround by Rogers with the left hand just a little bit short. Rebound pulled down by Billings. Here comes Kane, who's scored the last 4 points for the Yellow Jackets. Get it right side. Cunningham, force it inside Breen. Back out left, 3 ball up. No, won't go on the effort that time by Prevo. Here comes Bland. Sideline right, Castaneda. Gracie picks up the dribble, shovels it back out on top to Bland. Duff. Little crossover as she goes baseline. Leave it for Castaneda at the elbow. Gets down inside the lane. Dips under the defender. Scoop layup is good.
Nice little move by Gracie Castaneda there to step through to get that lay-in.
Another one of the youngsters here that has developed so much here over this season, and some of that just by force. Only so many players, so many injuries that this Viking team suffered that they suffered a lot of their early woes with the youngsters. The jumper up right side won't go for Stavish. Back down the other way. Here comes Castaneda again. Got caught up in the lane. She'll travel. Coach Dolfo up off of the bench talking to our nearest official. You watch this one here on the little dip under by Castaneda, and she got it to go off glass. The lead sits at 7, 40-33. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the third. Breen works off the screen at the right elbow, puts it up off balance, won't get it to go. The rebound, though, tracked down by Kohler. All the way back out on top with the dribble is Collins, just into the contest. To Kohler once again, they'll lob it down into Breen, and between 3 defenders, she puts it off glass, up and in. She's got 21. She has passed her season average of just over 20 per contest with 5:50 left to go in the third. Duff, lob it to Rogers, mid-block, to Bland. Ooh, Lexi traveled, got away with it. Over to Rogers, she'll attack baseline, off glass, up and in. 42-35, as Kane will bring it up with a left-hand dribble, picked up by Bland. Well beyond the circle on the catch.
Cut.
Cunningham and a little cut underneath. Up and in.
Back pick, and Kane was wide open.
Kane puts that one in off of the window. She's got 8 in the ball game. Left side, Duff. Emma curls towards the baseline. Back out Castaneda. Get it now here to the free throw circle to Stepanovic. Hannah will put it on the floor. Attack baseline. Scoop layup won't go, but she got fouled, and Vikings have kind of gone away from Hannah offensively after she got off to such a good start in that first quarter. Timeout here on the floor with 5 minutes left to go in the third. It's a 9-point lead here for Montana State Billings over Western. Back with more on Vikings TV.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
It has been the Alicia Breen show here for Montana State Billings. Between a slew of defenders, she got that one up and in. Breen, 8 of 13 from the floor, 3 of 4 from long range, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 21 points, the only double-figure score in this contest, and Montana State Billings now enjoying their largest lead of the ballgame.
Vikings have to find some stops here. 12 points in the quarter already for Billings halfway through, and Breen's done a lot of that. She started slow, 2 of 6 in the first quarter, but 6 of 7 since, and doing it from everywhere.
Back out on the floor for the Vikings. Iwami, Castaneda, Duff, and Rogers, and at the free throw line after being honored earlier tonight, one of 2 seniors on the roster, Hannah Stepanovic.
Doug,
first shot.
Go ahead, sorry.
First shot is just up and good.
This is something the Vikings need to do more of. Only 5 free throws at this point before these 2 by Hannah, and only 1 of 5. They really do need to get to the line, be a little more aggressive offensively, start creating some fouls.
Stepanovic gets 1 of 2. The scramble for the rebound going to be won by Breen. She has trouble getting it out of her hands at the half-court line. She'll look for some help, now throw it away. Good pressure that time by the Vikings, and Breen kept spinning, and looking for somebody, and eventually threw it away at half court.
The cheerleaders for Western are wearing basically the same color as Billings. After that third spin, she may have been dizzy enough to think that was actually an open player.
Take it, shoot! 44-36. Curling down inside the lane, Duff. Back out Iwami. Right side, Castaneda with a left-hand dribble. Ball tipped up into the air. Gracie makes the catch herself. Back over to Iwami. Danny attacks towards the lane, off balance. She'll flip it up and in, and 1.
Big play.
Danny Iwami, a chance here at the three-point play as she'll step to the stripe.
Her first points of the night. They come in difficult fashion. Have a look. Fighting off the defender, finishing with that left hand as she swept across the lane.
Now she'll try and complete things here at the free throw line. That shot in and out. Fight for the rebound, and we'll get a foul here against Montana State Billings. The foul here will get whistled against Taylor Cunningham. It'll be her first. 3rd team foul against Montana State Billings. Riley Kane comes back into the ball game. Back out Castaneda beyond the three-point ring. Gracie looking to unload and threw it away. Yes, it's saved from going out of bounds by Montana State Billings. Now it's stolen here by Rogers. Get it to Iwami, and she'll lay it up and in. I wouldn't even know how to draw up what just happened. 44-40.
It's utter chaos.
Yo-yoed on top by Kane, but a good job here by the Vikings. They've whittled the 9-point lead down to 4. Left side, Collins on top to Kane. Kane will enter it in right-hand side, back out, a long 3-ball up. That one won't go. Scramble for the loose ball. Duff will get it after the miss by Cunningham. On the offensive end, Iwami will lob it to Rogers. Kelsey back out to Castaneda. She'll attack baseline, and we'll get another foul here against Billings. This will be the 4th against the Yellow Jackets, so 1 more and we're shooting. First against Hannah Collins. Lexi Bland will check in as you watch the steal here, and then the little lob pass. Rogers getting it to Iwami for the layup. The inbound will come. Iwami finding Bland out to Rogers. She'll put up the shot. It won't go, but she got fouled, and Kelsey will go to the free throw line. Win or lose, and obviously we'd love to see a win, and we'd love to see Butch, this team, go on to the GNAC tournament. The level of growth that we have seen from this oh-so-young squad from the start of the year to now, and the confidence, and I know we've given her the whammy, and Kelsey just misses that, but whether it's Kelsey that we're talking about, or Gracie Castaneda, or Emma Duff, they've all just totally morphed into far more confident players out there on the floor.
It's what you hope for when you're playing with this young a group, that they develop over the course of the season, that they're better than they were in November, and they certainly are.
44-41. Across the timeline with it is Kane. Lead's been cut down to 3, was as big as 9 just a couple of minutes ago. Kane beyond the circle. Dump it down to the baseline. Breen will drive between 2 defenders, and it's good. Chance at a 3-point play. When in doubt, get it to Alicia Breen. She's done everything here tonight. She's got 23, will look for 24 at the line. The foul here will go against Duff. It'll be her 3rd.
Encourage people watching tonight. Look away from the ball a little bit when Hannah Stepanovic and Alicia Breen are guarding each other. The intensity, the battles, the flailing of arms. Those two are working so hard. 2 seniors near the end of their careers and just scrapping for everything.
Yeah, you paid more back in the day for a Tyson pay-per-view fight and got less action. The drive down inside the paint, the follow away, and losing control of it was Stepanovic. Knocked loose, grabbed off here by Montana State Billings. Offensive end, Breen has it knocked loose and stolen away. Rogers with it to Duff. Emma to the baseline. Ball knocked loose. It goes off of the backboard, the underside of the backboard, and out of play. It will stay with the Vikings in the offensive end. But you're right, that battle down inside the lane is intense.
Well, keep in mind, they battle for 40 minutes. Tyson would battle for about a minute and a half in this prime. So.
Very true. Very true. I'm just saying,
That's
I would have got far more of my money's worth. That's right, on a pay-per-view on this one. The dump off left, kick it right. Bland a 3, got another one. Bing, bang, boom. That's the lead in half.
Absolutely have to be able to knock down some threes here.
47-44. Lexi with a huge bust from the right side. Kane going to work off of the screen by Stavish. On top, Breen, back end Stavish. They'll leave it now here. The drive down inside the lane and the scoop layup attempt will not go for Prevost, but boy, oh boy, she got bailed out of that one. That had no chance to
Kelsey
get
Rogers has to be wondering, how on earth did I get called for a foul there? She runs into my hip. And, granted, she's not squared up in those situations. You often get whistled, but she wasn't making any effort at all to block the shot or do anything else. She's just kind of parked there and gets whistled for a foul.
The senior guard out of Sidney, Montana makes the first free throw. The lead sits at 4 as you see Stepanovic come out of the contest. Schwecke back in here for the Vikings. Second shot, that is good. 49-44. Just across the timeline with the dribble is Lexi Bland. Leave it to Duff, well beyond the circle. They'll lob it to the left elbow here to Schwecke. She'll turn, and we'll have a foul off the ball. I think this is going to go against Stavish. It will. She will pick up her 3rd as she and Rogers were muscling against each other down inside the paint. The free throw shot is up and good.
Kelsey Rogers on the air, 77% from the line.
And you gave me a paper cut in the process of finding that out. I hope you're happy, sir. The most dangerous cut of them all.
My job here is done.
Second free throw shot. That one is good. So Rogers got them both. 1 possession lead as Riley Kane will bring it up with 1:50 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kane winds right, stops, free throw line extended, now cuts with a left-hand dribble to the cup, off glass and in. Bland to Iwami. Lemelin is in there defensively now here for Montana State Billings. So they go 2-3 here. Kamal comes back out right. They'll dump it inside Rogers. Her jump hook rolls off the rim. Stavish gets the rebound, and Duff reaches in and fouls, and that's going to be number 4 against Emma. Emma Duff had that hot start here in this ball game. Got 7 points in the first half, but now as you watch Lexi Bland talking with Coach Carmen Dolfo near the bench, we'll march down to the other end for some free throw shots here for Vanessa Stavish.
You never want to pick up that foul jamming an outlet passer. You certainly don't want to pick it up when it's your 4th foul with 11 minutes left in the game.
Yep. You don't want to pick it up on that end of the floor near your own bench.
But Just makes it worse when now you have to sit.
She'll come to the bench. Castaneda back out there. Stavish gets both free throws. 53-46, a minute 20 left to go here in the third. Castaneda will bounce it to Bland. Left-hand side to Iwami. They'll force it down inside the lane. Looking that time for Schwecke. It got knocked out of bounds. Take your pick, Kane or Lemelin. It goes out of play. 19 on the shot clock. The Vikings will retain it right in front of the student section on the over on the bleachers. Iwami beyond the arc. Danny will go cross court to Bland. Dump in the corner. Castaneda baseline three. No. Rebound. On the other side, pulled down by Breen. Inside of a minute to go. Kane picks up the dribble. Lemelin beyond the arc right side. Riley Kane will retreat back out. Double stack screen on top. She'll just step into a three. No, it won't go. Rebound. Iwami and two players from Montana State Billings collide. It goes out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. 37.7 left to go here in the quarter. A 7-point lead here for Montana State Billings. Schwecke beyond the circle, back out to Bland. Winds left, leaves it now here on the pass for Iwami. Now bounces over to Bland, to Castaneda, left to right towards the lane, sealed back off. She'll turn, spin, needs to find some help, finds it in the form of Rogers. Her jumper from the free throw circle won't go. Tipped out Kane, 3-on-3. Riley will go right. Stavish a triple. Got it. Oh my. The big hit from the right side makes it a 10-point lead. Good if it goes from half court by Castaneda, and it's off glass and will not fall. 56-46 after 3 quarters of play. Vikings trail by 10. Got to do it here in the fourth. Back with more right here on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
(56-46), a 10-point lead, largest of the ball game for Montana State Billings, as Vanessa Stavish with a huge 3-ball within the final couple of seconds of the third quarter. So the Vikings face their toughest test of this game, coming back from 10 down with just one more quarter to do it. A must-win ball game if they want to get that final playoff spot for the GNAC Championships to get underway March 1st next week in Anchorage, Alaska.
They have to do it at this end of the floor. Montana State Billings shot 61% in the third quarter. That happens again. The Vikings will not get a victory tonight.
Stavish, another 3, you were saying, beyond the arc, right side. She goes back-to-back with triple shots. She's got 11 in the ball game. 59-46, largest lead of the ball game. Back out left, the step back jumper won't go for Iwami from 3-point land. Stavish the rebound. Get it up ahead. Kane across the timeline, left side. Lemelin double teamed. Leave it now here for Prevo. Kane all the way back on top.
The ball here.
Yep. Calling for it. They'll get it to her here, and Breen tries to put it up. A blocking foul here. I think there was some miscommunication here. Everybody kept pointing over to the left side, and a second defender came out on the perimeter player, and it easily opened things up for Breen down inside the lane as you watch her make the catch, draw the contact, and the foul.
Breen sprinted up the floor, which forced a mismatch where she was being guarded by Lexi Bland. They couldn't get the switch with Rogers, and confused, and the ball went to the wing, and then Iwami came over and committed what was probably a good foul, at least create the possibility of this not being 2 points.
Breen gets the first one to go. And the second one is good as well. Green now with 26 points. She is 4 of 5 from the free throw line here tonight. Castaneda drives right beyond the circle. Iwami, they'll dump it down inside Rogers. Her layup attempt with the left hand won't go, but she got fouled. I think we're going to see a lot more minutes for Kelsey Rogers next year for this Vikings squad. Obviously, there'll be a role to fill with the graduation of Hannah Stepanovic, one of the seniors being honored here tonight earlier for senior night.
Go back to Alicia Breen for just a second. We said her career high is 37. Her season high is 31. She's done that twice. One of those times against the Vikings in 75-62 Billings victory.
Right, back in
the
November.
opening conference game of the year.
First free throw shot by Rogers is up and good. She's got 12 in the ball game, make it 13. Her post skills have improved tremendously throughout the year, plus she is a very good free throw shooter.
Doug, it's almost, maybe it's not even the skills, it's just the confidence to use them. She was tentative at times at the beginning of the year.
Breen with the catch, will leave it now here for Kane, top of the floor. Wind right, see a crease, ram right into Bland, put the shot up, it won't go, but a blocking foul here against Lexi Bland. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here in the contest. If the Vikings win, they'd be the 6th seed, so they'd get a very tough draw. I don't know if it has been decided here. NNU and Alaska Anchorage, I do believe, came into action today tied for the top spot.
They would get the bye, so it would likely
I'm sorry,
be,
yes, I'm sorry.
So
it
they
would
get
be the
Seattle
third
Pacific,
seed. Yeah, Seattle Pacific.
Which did win tonight, you know.
Seattle Pacific, which has beaten the Vikings both times, both home and away. This regular season, Kane gets both free throws to fall. Won't matter if the Vikings can't turn things around here, trailing by 15. They've got to win. Castaneda, leave it out for Bland, back left-hand side. Lexi getting it from Iwami, can't take a look at a three, over to Danny, her triple, got it! Not much trajectory on that, the line drive just creeps over the rim and falls.
Like he's going to start extending a little bit of pressure here.
Kane will get it across the timeline to Breen. Breen will dribble it. One of the few things that she doesn't look comfortable with was dribbling out on the perimeter. She'll leave it for Kane. Get it to Collins. Top side to Breen. And now an offensive foul here. Gonna get whistled against Rachel Kohler. The senior, the transfer out of Cal Poly, will get whistled for it. As we watch the hard screen here on Rogers for the whistle, and we will take a media timeout. 7:59 to go in the ball game, 63-51, Montana State Billings over Western. Back with more on Vikings TV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
From court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Welcome back to it, 63-51. You watch the Danny Iwami three ball that was much needed here for the Vikings. Iwami with 6 points in the contest. Vikings, though, trailing here by 12. Lexi Bland up on the offensive end now here. Kane comes out defensively. Man-to-man defense here for Montana State Billings. Iwami, lob it here to Stepanovic. Inside Rogers, back out Bland. Her three ball is blocked. Kane raced after the ball and just got belted to the floor. The loose ball ends up in the hands of Rogers, and she'll lay it up and in. Riley Kane got sent down hard. Now she's going to get fouled here by Rogers.
But she didn't get
Backcourt.
hit nearly as hard by Rogers as she did in that loose ball.
True. Very true. You watch it. She's already down on the play, and then the loose ball is picked up by the Vikings, and the lob pass comes to Rogers, and she'll lay it up and in. Kelsey with 15 points to lead the Vikings. Green with it. She'll dribble it up across the timeline with the left hand. Back out now to Collins. Vikings have gone to some pressure defense here to force some turnovers and whittle the lead down to 10. Breen drives and will get a foul here whistled against the Vikings. Rogers will pick it up. It will be her third, team's fourth. Actually, they have changed it on the board. Now they have Kelsey listed as that is the fourth against Rogers. Schwecke was quickly up off of the bench. And now they will make the change. Rogers to the bench, Schwecke in.
Tuesday night, the Vikings were down by 16 early in the second half at Simon Fraser, down by 10 right about at this point. Got it within one a couple times. Didn't quite get over the hump, but certainly capable of making a run to come back in this thing.
Had the tying shot that went up and did not fall in at the buzzer. And now foul here, and a very frustrated Emma Duff will foul out of the contest. The emotions overtaking her as she goes to the bench. This game far from over with 7:08 left to go, but Emma will not be playing after a very hot start of 7. After 7 points in the first half, but Coach Dolfo will gather her team. Gracie Castaneda will check in to replace Duff. Official came over to kind of hurry Coach Dolfo along, and she's busy now talking to both Gracie and Lexi here as the free throw shot by Breen is up and in.
That window to sub someone in after a foul out has been shortened.
Yes,
within the last year or two.
I just heard 15 seconds from the official. That is the shortest amount of time I've ever seen, and I don't know that anyone's ever adhered to 15 seconds.
Or 20, yeah.
15 seconds was how long it took Carl Malone to get ready to shoot one free throw.
Oh, here we go.
Through the lane, kick it back out Iwami. Baseline, the drive, the spin. Danny picks up the dribble, back out, top of the floor on the catch. Leave it beyond the circle now here for Bland. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Ball knocked loose. Lexi will get it baseline to Stepanovic. 5 seconds, 4. Hannah will shovel it over to Schwecke through her hands, and it's ripped off by Billings. 6:35 to go. A 12-point lead here for the Yellow Jackets. Vikings season hanging on a comeback here in this quarter. Beyond the circle now, Kane going to drive baseline, hang in the air, put it up too strong, rebound cleared out of there by Castaneda. Here come the Vikings. Iwami pushes up left side, beyond the circle, leaves it for Gracie. Back out Bland, open for a 3, in and out. Rebound ends up in the hands of Breen, and she is fouled. Alicia Breen with 28 points already here in this contest will march to the other end for more free throw shots. A timeout will be taken here by the Vikings. 6:02 left to go here in the ball game, and possibly the season for the Vikings as they trail by 12. Back with more. Actually, let's not. Are we stepping aside? It's just a short variety timeout. Let's not step aside. It's just a 12-point lead here. Can the Vikings come back with 6:02 left? There's plenty of time here, Butch, but
absolutely.
Boy, oh boy, Breen going to the free throw line where she has been money here tonight, and the Vikings have got to get some stops
That's
here.
been the key thing. They've just not been able to stop Montana State Billings in the second half. A lot of that's been Breen. Some of it has.
And Riley Kane setting things up or taking it herself.
Yeah. And then Stavish hitting the occasional shot. And
yeah, those back-to-back threes that put it to 10 and then to 13 to open up the fourth quarter were huge.
Doug, we live in a world where the U.S. has won gold medal in curling today. We now know that anything is possible.
I can check that off the box. Okay, worked in curling. Who would have thunk it? Free throw shot is up and good. I hope in a good Canadian studies class that you will bring up the fact that the Canadians
brought that up Friday.
Lost
in the semifinals.
Lost in the gold medal game in women's hockey, didn't advance to the gold medal game in men's hockey, and lost in curling. What's happening up north?
Lost both medal round games in the men's curling and didn't get to the medal round in women's curling. Something is wrong.
Absolutely. There's a foul out on the floor here. The free throws pushed it out to a 14-point lead. The foul whistled here against Rachel Kohler will be her fourth. She'll stay out there on the floor. Yes, she will. On the inbound, Bland will get it. On the drive baseline, Castaneda to the cup. She'll lay it up and in with the right hand. Top of the floor, Breen gets it up now into the hands of Prevost. Back out top to Hannah Collins. 67-55.
They're guarded by Stefanovic here.
Way out on top to Breen. They'll dump it to Kohler down inside the lane. She'll turn towards the bucket, scoop it up. It will not go.
Good double team by Awami to force the tough shot.
Long lead pass to Bland. Try and force it inside the lane to Stepanovic. Is stolen away by Breen. Breen will bring it up now, draw a triple team. Somebody's got to be open. Collins will get across the timeline just in time. Circle right. Awami out on her defensively. Drive left-hand side, see a crease, take it to the cup, off glass, counted and one for the freshman, Hannah Collins. Pushes the lead out to 14, and she'll go to the free throw line here after this great drive to try and add to the lead.
I said earlier, a little bit of acceleration when she turns the corner, and the help just couldn't get there in time.
To the stripe goes Collins.
Presence gives them two ball handlers in the backcourt with her and Kane. Very difficult to press, as the Vikings are going to need to do down the stretch here.
Misses the free throw, 2 of 5 tonight from the stripe. Castaneda inside the lane, the ball knocked loose. A tie-up, possession arrow will favor the Vikings. They'll keep it in the offensive end with 4:39 left to go. Stick around, post-game show coming up. We'll run down the scores in the GNAC, bring you up to speed on what's going on with the Western Washington University men. Got a little bit of a later start as the second half of a doubleheader down in Portland, taking on Concordia, looking to wrap up the regular season on a win and bounce back from a lopsided loss to Western Oregon in Monmouth on Thursday. The line drive jumper by Awami off of the inbound. It goes middle of the lane. Lead is down to 12, 69-57. Kane crosses over. Here comes the double team. Kane goes behind the back with the dribble. Now bounces it over to Collins.
It was a great run and jump trap, and she threw it behind the back to get away. Great play by Riley Kane.
Kane got away with it. They kind of left her to die in the backcourt, did her teammates. Green will put up the shot. It won't go. Gets knocked out of bounds by Western. The inbound will come right of the bucket with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. 4:12 to go. 69-57. The lead is 12. Inbound from Kane. Looking, gets it into Collins. Goes to the top of the floor, back over to Kane, and now a foul by Awami. (69-57). I mentioned that the Viking men are already locked in as a 2 seed for the GNAC championships. Get underway next week in Anchorage. Looking to follow the Western men, and maybe, hopefully, with 4:07 left and a turnaround here, the Western women, you can do so by watching GNAC TV. And then remember, your championship games of the GNAC tournament are on ESPN3. 70-57. The lob pass mid-block after 1 of 2 at the free throw line, and the rolling jump hook is up and good for Kelsey Rogers. She's got 17 in the contest. Breen pounded in the backcourt. Came to a sliding stop, almost traveled. Get it to Collins across the timeline. Picks up her dribble, gets it now here. Into the hands of the starter at the point, Riley Kane. Kane drives, kicks back out, Stavish. 3.5 to go. Step back, off glass for Riley Kane on the 3 ball. It's unfair.
Called her 2, I think.
Did they? 72, you're right, 72-59.
Stepped inside the line on the dribble.
So just a deuce, but a long one at that, and off the window, and a very awkward looking shot, but it goes. Timeout going to be taken here by the Vikings with 3:16 left to go. The lead sits at 13. We won't step aside, just a short timeout. Try and get you an update here of what's going on down in Portland. Western Washington University men out in front, 84-72.
Just under 3 minutes to go.
So it looks like the Vikings will pick up, if all things hold true here, over the final 2:45, their 21st victory of the year. But find themselves in a situation, without being in the top 10 of the West Regional rankings, the start of this week, more than likely having to win the GNAC tournament to go to the West Regionals. No at-large bid expected to be forthcoming, at least at this point in time. Ball forced down inside the lane. It's tipped. It was intended for Rogers. Grabbed off by Montana State Billings. Kane up in the offensive end. Bounce pass comes outside of the circle. On the catch, Kohler that is, and she'll try and throw it left-hand side and threw it away. The turnover is the 10th for Montana State Billings. Vikings with 16 in the contest. Here comes Bland. Races up, gets rid of it right-hand side. They'll dump it to Stepanovic. Back out Bland. Left wing, Castaneda. Gracie. Lob pass, or actually trying to go to the elbow, or it's stolen by Kane. Long lead pass, Kaler to the cup. She'll roll it up, won't go. Got her own rebound, kept it alive, and flipped it back out. Prevost with it. Get it to Breen. Now back out to Kane, and they'll work the clock. 2:20 left to go. Vikings trailing by 13. Now a timeout going to be taken by Coach Kevin Wooden and Montana State Billings.
It's a 30.
This is another short timeout. Gives us an opportunity to thank the crew that has worked on Vikings TV all season long. Your camera operators, Malia, and let me get this right, Canton Buon, Kyle Mullins, Maddie Davis, Jeremy Miller, and Roman Rivera, along with Sonny Lynn Dewitt. Couldn't have done it without them all year long. Hopefully you have enjoyed the 7-camera setup here at Carver Gymnasium, the HD look all on Vikings TV. It certainly has been a lot of fun for all of us to bring it to you. On the inbound, outside of the circle, Kane, left-hand side to Breen, and a foul. And Breen will go to the free throw line, where she will get an opportunity here, Butch, to pass her season high. She's already got 30.
I think Breen stumbled into a while.
I think you're right.
She was even laughing as she walked away.
Coach Dolfo can't believe it. Just arms outstretched, frustrated. Iwami will foul out of the contest here. Her 5th. She'll go to the bench. Lance in with Castaneda, Stepanovic, Rogers, and Bland. Free throw shot for Breen is up and good. Her career high is 37. Twice this year she's gone for 31, which she has now. And now she has set her season high of 32. Up into the offensive end. Left wing, Castaneda. Pulls it back out, get it to Bland. A 3 on the way. No, it won't go. Scramble for the rebound and a foul here. Time looks to be running out here on the Vikings with just 2 minutes left to go. The foul here will go against Breen. It'll be her third.
Vikings are not yet in the bonus. I do have it right this time. That's only the 4th team foul.
You are correct, sir.
Trying to learn from my mistakes.
Aww.
Good habits for life.
Way to start doing that on the final game of the year.
Yeah, I'm 51 years old and I'm finally figuring it out, you know.
Ball comes over to Bland, pump fake, steps back, can't take the three, get it to Castaneda, going to attack baseline, throws up the little runner, won't go, rebound pulled down by Montana State Billings. Another foul here, we'll march down to the other end, more free throws in store. And Alicia Breen and Riley Kane talking about things here. So you see Stepanovic go down to the other end. Not the way she wanted to see her final game at Carver Gymnasium play out. Free throw shot by Stavish is up and good. Both free throws are good for Stavish. She'll check out of the ball game. Kohler will come back in. Let's make sure to mention and thank those in the control room here for Vikings TV. Carla Newsom, Bob Levacek, Mike Neubauer, and John Altenhofen. And John will laugh that I only had to practice that 19 times. The jumper up right side here by Lance. It'll bounce back out. Long lead pass comes down to Collins along the baseline. Shoveled back out, top of the floor here to Kane, and another timeout taken by Coach Kevin Wood. Just a minute 22 left to go here in the season for the Vikings. It's another short timeout. We will not step aside. Vikings will fall here. Things broke their way. They originally had their own destiny in their hands at the start of last week, but the tough loss to, actually I should say going back to Saturday, the loss with the miss at the buzzer to tie it up against Northwest Nazarene, and then the loss against Simon Fraser University, also one where they had a chance to tie it up. Took that out of their control. Then they got the wins that they needed from SPU and St. Martin's. But this Montana State Billings squad just unbelievably tough here tonight. Tight ball game, just a 4-point differential here at halftime. Right now it sits at 13. Vikings will have it in the offensive end. Just a minute 14 left to go. Has Breen sat at all in this ball game? It feels as if she has not.
I don't believe so.
I think if you have that good of a player, you want to play her as much as possible, but so the inbound will come from Lance.
We can say unofficially it's what we believe. That gives us what to roll with. That's it, thanks.
Driving baseline, the little throw up towards the bucket that time with the right hand will not go for Gracie Castaneda, but she gets fouled. Make sure to thank Steve Brummel for overseeing all of the stuff here on Vikings TV, and of course all of the great information that we have got all season long from our sports information department with Jeff Evans and Andrew Forehand, making us look and sound that much smarter on the webcast. Free throw shots are both good for Castaneda. 76-61. Quickly back the other way. With the dribble is Collins. Down to a minute left to go. Ball dumped left side. The pass down inside the lane. The block by Rogers on Grace Weeks. Rogers has played a great ball game. Lance, a three, no. Rebound, Karam's all the way out. Bland with it. She saves it, kicks it over to Castaneda. Her shot blocked by Lemelin, grabbed off by Stepanovic. Hannah tries to step through. Jump ball, the tie-up. It favors Montana State Billings. Vikings looked like it might be a game where they were just playing out the string, where they may have already been eliminated. They got what they wanted, but give credit here to Montana State Billings, who had lost 2 games in a row heading into this one. They needed a bounce-back victory. As we said earlier, Butch, once again, short timeout, we won't step aside. This is not a team that we think of as a team that could win the GNAC tournament, but a team that certainly could knock off a 1 or 2 seed on any given match.
Absolutely. I think it would be difficult for this team as they're constructed, not a whole lot of depth, to win 3 games in 4 days, especially against the top echelon of the conference. Boy, oh boy, in a given night with Alicia Breen and what you get from Riley Kane, they have a shot at knocking off anybody in this conference, and a fun team to watch in a lot of ways. Breen is an entertaining player. She just does a little bit of everything. She posts up, she hits threes, she helps break pressure. A feisty defender. She's had a great career for the Yellow Jackets, and that would be a nice way for her to go out, is maybe knock somebody off in that tournament.
76-61. Just 42 seconds left to go. Coming up on the post-game show, we'll run down the numbers of this contest. We'll also check the GNAC scoreboard and try and do our own deciphering as to if everything else is set as to who will be playing who to open up the tournament.
We think we have it.
A double buzzer just for fun. And it was. Karina Hall in, Lemelin, back out Collins. Vikings chasing, trying to knock that ball away. Rogers does. It comes into the hands now here of Hull, and she gets tied up by Rogers. Possession arrow. How did that possession arrow favor still Montana State Billings? It should be Western ball. And it is. There it is. 24 seconds left as everybody trots back down to the other end. Substitution here for Billings. Janessa Williams will check in. Grace Weeks goes to the bench.
Would be nice if maybe we could get a last look for Hannah Stepanovic here.
Rogers drives to the rack. Little flip shot off the glass, up and in. 76-63. 19 for Rogers. Collins with it, 10 seconds. Lob pass thrown away. Vikings will get it one final time here with 7.5 seconds left to play in the season. Trailing by 13. Ball comes up. Bland looking. Goes to Castaneda, 1 second inside Rogers. It won't go at the buzzer, and that's the ball game. The season comes to an end for the Western Washington University women as they fall by 13 to Montana State Billings. Anna Stepanovic wraps up her career here. Frustrated, obviously, and a little bit overcome with some emotion as they go through the line of players here. Vikings, a valiant effort all season long, battling with injuries. A very young squad that had to learn on the go here, and Vikings don't often miss the playoffs, Butch. It's only the second time in the last, I gotta say, last
maybe
12
in history.
Years? No, yeah, it might be. I know in my time, it's only been twice that I can remember in calling any of the action here that they end up not making the playoffs, but that's the case here. 76-63 is your final. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, take a look at the numbers, check your GNAC scoreboard. It's all coming up next on the postgame show right here on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future.
And welcome back to Vikings TV here at Carver Gymnasium. Doug Lang along with Butch Kamita. It is all over here. It is a 76-63 victory for Montana State Billings over Western Washington University. It ends the season for the Viking women. And obviously, Butch, as we saw the Viking team head into the locker room, a lot of emotions, a lot of frustration. They had that opportunity here. It was like they controlled their own destiny midway through last week, lost it, got it back at the start of this ball game, and just couldn't get it done against a very good Montana State Billings squad.
Oh, and it's just sort of the story of this season for the Vikings. They end 12-16 with so many games, and that inexperience ended up costing them. They couldn't get over the hump in a number of games this season, and the 2 games on Saturday and Tuesday being prime examples of that.
Butch, this is a team that will lose Hannah Stepanovich. Maya Barnett also being honored here tonight for senior night. She will graduate and move on. She didn't play. She was injured all season long. And while you say, okay, well, you're only really replacing one player, a lot of these young players saw more minutes than you would typically get as a freshman or redshirt freshman. That can only help them next year as they kind of reload and retool.
And we don't want to undervalue what Hannah Stepanovich has done
in
her 2 years
not
here.
At all.
She led them in scoring this year, but that's the only player you lose. And you saw the growth over the second half of the year, in particular of Kelsey Rogers, of Emma Duff, of Gracie Castaneda, 3 freshmen. You get maybe Nikki Corbett back, who last spring was so ready to go before she suffered that injury. If Nikki can get back there and give them that post presence, another year adapting to the program from Anna Schwecke and Danny Awami. So many different players that could step up and take a big jump from where they were this year to where they are next year, and a lot of those players have 2 years left. The future is really bright for this program.
Vikings end up losing it here 76-63. Let me give you some of the numbers here from this contest while Butch crunches the numbers of the GNAC scoreboard and what it means for the GNAC tournament that begins next week in Anchorage. For the game, Montana State Billings shoots 41%, 22 of 53. They go 6 of 18, 33% from long range, and they are 26 of 33, 78% from the free throw line. For the Vikings, 25 of 57, 43%, 4 of 17, 23% from beyond the arc, and they're 9 of 16 from the free throw line. 33-32, Montana State Billings out-rebounds Western. Assists and turnovers, both teams are upside down. 10 assists, 13 turnovers for Billings, 17 and 18 for the Vikings. Points off of the turnovers, just a 1-point advantage for Montana State Billings, 20-19. Points in the paint favor the Vikings, 36-26. And the bench for Western outscores Montana State Billings, 26-10. Looking at some of the individual numbers here up on the screen for Western, they're led by the 19 points of Kelsey Rogers, 11 for Gracie Castaneda. It was 9 points apiece for Danny Awami, and in her final game at Carver Gymnasium, Hannah Stepanovich. On the other side for Montana State Billings, an all-world performance for Alicia Breen. Breen goes 9 of 15 from the floor, 3 of 4 from long range, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, 32 points. That's a season high. She pulls down 6 rebounds, has 3 steals, 1 block, 1 assist, played 39 minutes. She sat for the final minute of this contest. 2 other double-figure scorers. Riley Kane with 15 points, led the team in assists with 4. 13 points for Vanessa Stavish, and she has 9 rebounds to lead the team in that category. And her 2 3-balls, one at the end of the third, one at the start of the fourth, took a 7-point lead out to 13. And for the most part, Montana State Billings did not look back. This game, well, largest lead for Montana State Billings was 17 points. Largest lead for Western was 4. Score was tied 6 times. Lead changed hands 3 times. But in the end, the victory goes to Montana State Billings, 76-63. Butch, let's check the scoreboard here. It will look like this. First on the women's side, the games that needed to go the way of the Vikings did. Seattle Pacific University, a winner over Concordia, 72-65. St. Martin's, a winner over Western Oregon, 73-66. Is this now a final? It is. NNU, a winner over Alaska Fairbanks, 89-66. And Alaska Anchorage, is that still in the second, or is that a final? That is a final. They win it 84-72 over Central Washington University.
Doug, what that sets up, NNU, we believe, wins the regular season conference title by virtue of a tiebreaker over UAA, basically because they beat Seattle Pacific twice. And so what we'll see in Anchorage is that Simon Fraser and SPU will play in one of the opening round games. The winner of that will play Alaska Anchorage. Montana State Billings and Central will play in the other opening round and play NNU in the semis.
On the other side of the docket, on the men's side, it's a win for Western Washington University, 92-81 over Concordia. They end the season, regular season, with 21 victories against 7 losses. Dalton Hamas leading the way with 24 points. Trey Drexel with 22 in the victory. Elsewhere, Alaska Anchorage over Montana State Billings, 59-52. Western Oregon, a winner over Simon Fraser, 77-52. And with 11 minutes left in the second half, it is Central out in front of St. Martin's, 53-48.
We can't really give you anything. There are still 2 games in progress. That Central game 1, Seattle Pacific and Northwest Nazarene being the other. We do know that the Vikings are second. And we'll have
top 3 seeds: Western Oregon, Western Washington University, and St. Martin's as of right now.
After that, a lot of different things could happen. We know that Alaska Anchorage, we know the 3 teams that are in. We know that it is Seattle Pacific. We know Alaska Anchorage is in. We know that Central is in. We know that if Seattle Pacific wins, they would be 4th. After that, and we know that if Central loses, they would be 6th. And after that, it's really open.
Stay tuned, if you will. And speaking of staying tuned, if you do want to watch all of the action of the GNAC Championship Tournament, you can with GNAC TV. You can stream it on Apple TV, Roku TV, you name it. It's there on YouTube as well. Remember, the championship games of that GNAC tournament next week in Anchorage, both the men's and women's, will be on ESPN3. That will wrap it up here for us. 76-63, your final. Montana State Billings, a winner over Western Washington University. My thanks to my broadcast partner, Butch Kamina. I don't even know if you knew that you would be doing this at the start of the season, but it has been a real pleasure to do it.
Enjoyed it thoroughly.
Absolutely. It has been a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of fun for me in the first year after a long time of the voice of the Vikings on the radio to turn it over here to the full TV side, and hopefully you have all enjoyed it here on Vikings TV as much as we have all enjoyed bringing it to you. 76-63, your final in this one. Western falls to end their season to Montana State Billings. For my broadcast partner, Butch Kamina, and everybody in the control room behind the cameras, thank you so much for watching here on Vikings TV. Go Vikes.